Quick heads up before we start. This one's for anyone with a graveyard of half-finished hobbies. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll see that graveyard completely differently. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Drop a comment too. I want to hear where you're watching from today. Okay, look around your life for a second. A half-built pottery wheel in the garage, a screenplay you got 3 pages into, a drone you bought, flew twice, and forgot about, and somehow, a sudden urge to get certified in scuba diving. Sound familiar? You probably feel a specific kind of shame about that. Society's even got a word for it. Dabbler. Unfocused. Someone who can't just pick a lane and stay in it. You've probably said the phrase to yourself. Jack of all trades, master of none. Used it like a weapon against your own reflection. But here's the thing. You're only using half the quote. The full line is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Nobody ever tells you that part. And here's the deeper truth. Psychology suggests this scattered feeling isn't a flaw. It's a symptom of a nervous system that's actually incredibly adaptive. You're not failing to specialize. You're unconsciously building something researchers call the M-shaped mind. To understand why you feel so anxious about this, we need to look at the lie you were sold. For most of the last century, the world rewarded people who dug one hole a mile deep. That worked because the game rarely changed, like golf. Same rules every single time. Practice your swing enough and you win. But you don't live in that world anymore. Your brain already knows it. The rules change constantly now. And in a world like that, the specialist is the fragile one. The second their industry shifts, they're exposed. So you drift. 1 year you're deep into woodworking and home renovation. The next, you're obsessed with weightlifting, sourdough, and salsa dancing. From the outside, that looks chaotic. But you're actually collecting data points from completely different worlds. This is what psychologists call far transfer. A specialist solves problems using tools they've already seen. You do something rarer. You take an idea from one field and smuggle it into a completely different one. Think about a UX designer who used to bartend for years. On paper, that has nothing to do with app design. But reading a crowded room, managing tension, sensing what someone needs before they ask, that's not nothing. That's instinct most designers never develop. Your value was never about being the best at one thing. It's about synthesis. Okay, but that insight alone doesn't fix the actual pain, right? The burnout. The feeling that you're behind while everyone your age is becoming a director or a senior engineer, and you're still switching lanes. That happens because you've been picturing your potential wrong. You're not T-shaped, one deep skill with some general knowledge around it. You're M-shaped, multiple pillars of depth, connected by a bridge of curiosity. If you're finding this useful, hitting subscribe genuinely helps more people find it. And let me know in the comments, how many pillars do you think you're secretly building right now? Here's the catch though. You cannot build every pillar at once. Try to learn a language, launch a business, and write a book in the same month, and you will burn out. Fast. The people who actually pull this off treat life in seasons. Spend your 20s chasing music and art. Your 30s might pivot toward a stable career that pays the bills. You didn't abandon the art, you just finished that season. I read about a guy in his late 40s who finally made peace with this. He stopped trying to merge everything at once. He let his day job be the pillar that paid the bills, while photography, chess, and carpentry grew quietly on evenings and weekends. He even turned down a promotion to protect his time. Eventually, those separate pillars merged into a small business of his own. That's the M shape, working exactly as intended. And there's one more thing working in your favor. It's called redundancy, and it comes straight from evolutionary biology. Elephants rarely get cancer because they carry extra copies of cancer-fighting genes. If one fails, another takes over. Your scattered interests work the same way. If you're only a specialist and your field gets automated, that's terrifying. But if you're a marketer who also codes, fixes bikes, and speaks 2 languages, you're far harder to break. So stop apologizing for your graveyard of hobbies. Those weren't wasted semesters. They were semesters in a university only you were enrolled in. You were never meant to be just one thing. You were built to be the bridge between worlds other people can't even see. If this changed how you see your own scattered interests, hit subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. And drop a heart in the comments if you're ready to finally stop apologizing for it. See you in the next one.